People always told me I would make a good mother, but no one ever asked me if I wanted to be one. Growing up, my mother's alcoholism filled every room of our house before she even walked into it. I learned the sound of a bottle cap before I learned safety. I learned how to shrink myself to avoid conflict. I learned that love could exist beside disappointment so deep it hollowed people out. Some nights she was loud. Some nights she cried. Some nights she disappeared emotionally while sitting right in front of me. And every single day, whether she meant to or not, I carried the weight of her choices on my shoulders. When you grow up like that, people assume one of two things about you. Either you'll repeat the cycle, or you'll spend your life trying to fix it. For a long time, I thought maybe motherhood was supposed to be my redemption story. That maybe one day a switch would flip inside me and I'd suddenly ache for babies and bedtime stories and tiny shoes by the front door. Everyone promised me it would happen eventually. It never did. Instead, I felt relief. Relief when I pictured a quiet house. Relief when I imagined freedom. Relief knowing no child would ever sit awake at night wondering if they were loved enough to make someone stay sober, stay calm, stay present. No child would ever inherit my fear just because I convinced myself I was supposed to become a mother. Last November, I married the love of my life, the kind of love that feels peaceful instead of painful. And together, we made a choice that confused a lot of people but felt deeply right to us. We don't want children. Not maybe someday, not when we're ready, not if it happens. We simply don't want them. And for the first time in my life, I allowed myself to say that without guilt. People still tell me I'd be an amazing mom. Maybe they're right. Maybe I could do it well. But being capable of something doesn't mean you're called to it. I don't dream about nursery colors or baby names. I dream about quiet mornings with my husband, last-minute trips, sleeping in on Sundays, a home that feels calm instead of heavy. I dream about healing the parts of myself that spent years surviving. And maybe that's the most loving thing I could ever do. Because I know what it feels like to be born into someone else's unresolved pain. I know what it feels like to grow up sensing that motherhood was more obligation than desire. Children deserve more than being wanted because that's what people do next. They deserve certainty, joy, presence. I would rather regret not having children than have a child someday wonder if they were truly wanted. Some people hear that and think it sounds selfish. But I think what's truly selfish is having children to satisfy expectations, to avoid judgment, or to force meaning into your own life. I have spent enough of my life carrying things that were never mine to hold. Now, at last, I choose peace. And in the quiet life my husband and I are building together, I have discovered something I never saw growing up. A family does not become real only when children arrive. Sometimes a family is simply two people who looked at each other and said, after everything we've survived, let's build a gentle life instead.